everybody. So project this week is to get the chicken coop more secure for tiny chicks that are in their brood box right now. I picked them up from the post office on Friday. So they are little and they'll be in that box for a few weeks until they're fully feathered and big enough where I don't have to worry as much. But I need to reinforce the chicken coop a bit more. I had this side of the coop, which is a massive coop. I had this section all reinforced for the last set of chicks. However, the chickens, now that they're all grown, have dug out underneath where I put the chicken wire over the thicker gauge fencing, which is on the bottom, which helps prevent raccoons, possums, coyotes, that sort of thing, bobcats from getting in. So I'm gonna reinforce that and get that more secure for the chicks because I got 20 of them and I'm excited because it's actually, I think this is the breed I really want to stick with. It's the ISA Browns. They seem to be more personable. They're great, consistent layers. They lay large to extra large eggs, so doing good with those. All right, so far what I've done is I've just dug out a small section. I'm gonna do section by section. And what I'm doing is digging out some of the sand here and getting it so I can fold the fencing, the chicken wire, which will be identical to this. I'm gonna start the next set of it against the same existing set. And I'm gonna fold it across the ground as well, to provide a barrier of the chickens being able to dig out the sand in that particular spot and allowing the chicks to have gaps to escape. So again, this is the thicker gauge that I talked about. This prevents predators from getting in, and the chicken wire on top of it's just to keep the chicks in and the smaller chickens. But you can see this crew here is the one, some of them that have dug up the area that allows the chicken wire to not be against the ground, allowing the chicks to escape. Well, they would, but they're not out. Again, they're in that brood box, getting happy, fed, watered, warm, protected. Okay, I think I picked how high I want this to go up and how much I want to drag the ground. And as you can see here, I have it going up a couple of sections of the wire from the ground, so they'll probably come down. So 4 inches, 4, 8, probably better part of 16 inches off the ground. And then I've got it's probably over a foot. That's going to be under the sand here. I am fastening these with zip ties for the time being. I do like how easy the zip ties are, and they have held up well for the other section of chicken wire that I've already fixed up here about a year ago, I guess. So gonna keep going with that. The chickens are having fun in the sand pile that I dug up, so they are trying to find bugs that came up with the sand, and then the chickens in the distance over that way are working on some alfalfa that I put down for them. So. Okay, I've got a section done, so I'm just doing small sections at a time, kind of getting my feel as to what I actually want to do with this. But I do have the wire down on this one section as well as under the door. I wanted to figure out the door, and what I ended up doing was running the wire folded over off of this bottom post here so the door can still open. Show that to you. So the door can still open just fine because there is wire already on the door that closed the gap when I initially reinforced this coop, this run. So that's now wrapped around. I did fold that over to make my life a little easier. I didn't cut all the chicken wire. I did cut a section right here so it would fold around that post easily. And then I have extra, I'm running extra just in case I decide I need that. So far so good. It's looking good and pretty simple. I'm gonna clean up these zip ties in this section and then throw the sand over, as I think this will probably be multiple days as we might be getting rain here shortly. I'm thinking this is gonna work out. So I have the first section buried here and it looks good. And I just started digging up another section I'm gonna start working on. I hate that corner right there, the little section. It's just pain in the butt. I wish they would have just gone straight across, but I didn't originally build this. It was here when we moved in, so working with what I have, because honestly it is a good structure. It's just little ticks and tacks that I would have changed. But I'm gonna bury this garden hose too. This garden hose actually goes to an auto water I have for the chickens. That way I don't have to ever worry about them running out of water. And alright, so end of day one, we've got one side that's right near the coop done itself, got underneath the door, and then partially done on another straight wall. So this took about four hours or so, something like that. The hardest part's honestly just shoveling the dirt around, or in my case sand. It's going up pretty easy. I'm gonna hopefully get the other part done in less time. It doesn't have the corners or the unique shapes to it, so that should take me a lot less time. But end of day one for my project. So this is actually day two, even though it's probably a week or closer to 2 weeks later. Gonna finish up the pen so I can get the new pullets out, the young chicks. They're doing great. They're getting feisty in their small coop, which is right behind me, so they're ready to come out. They're about fully feathered, so I'm excited. Weather's gorgeous today, which it has been not so much for the last week or so, so that kind of put a damper on me finishing this up. So this is day two. We're gonna get this done. Alright, the last bits of wire is put down, and the last trench, it goes up where you can see a little easier if you take a look at the zip ties. I haven't snipped them yet, so you can see where this wire goes up to, but it also goes down a couple inches and into the run, just like the rest of the trenches, and wire a bit into it so that the chickens can dig down, but they can't dig out, and also gives them more protection, keeping the chicks on their side and the chickens on their side. So good stuff. I did this. I'm not going to be able to go behind my smaller coop there because that thing is just heavy. I built it so it wasn't going to move, and it really isn't going to move. So I'm going to put some leftover concrete pieces that we have laying around back in that section, and actually here's some. I'm going to put that net back in that section to discourage any digging back there, and the chickens and hens can't move them. So last bit I got to do is fill in the last remaining trenches with all this sand, and I need to close up this section here because it's a pathway that doesn't have any wire right now, and the bigger chickens, the older chickens, can get through. So the girls are ready to come out though. They're getting quite bold and they're ready to spread their wings. So I'm excited, and they'll probably come out tomorrow once I finish this up. So they have all day to get used to the pen and not worry about getting confused. Alright, so this is, I guess, day 3. The chicks are finally out. We're done with our enhancement to the coop. There's a better protection of chicken wire. I already had chicken wire on the bottom, on top of heavier gauged fencing, but I added the additional wire so that if they dig, they can't go anywhere. So the chicks are out, they're out exploring. They are happy to have the additional space. See right behind me, they're kind of coming out and going under. I've got water out for them and their food is still inside. So everybody's doing good. It's nice, it's sunny. The bigger girls are getting used to seeing the smaller girls out. So once these younger girls are about the same size, I'll be able to introduce you to everybody pretty simply because they've been living side by side for a few months. So another project done. This one took longer than I thought, but weather and timing. And I'll tell you, I'm sore. Easy project to do. The wire is easy to add, especially with zip ties, but the digging and shoveling and shoveling it out and then shoveling it back in is quite sore. So easy to do. Get your exercise in. Thanks for watching another Lost Compass Ranch video. If you do like this video, please follow us, like this video, and subscribe, and you'll find out when I have new videos come. Another product review coming, and product review coming, and more of projects that I am doing. So hope you found this helpful.